Welcome to another tutorial in the Unreal Engine series. In this video we will learn about motion warping. Let's start. Motion warping is a technique that allows us to modify the animation and some extra parameters of the position, rotation, or scale, according to external parameters of the same animation. To start, we will use the third-person character template as a base. In this project we will have to enable the animation warping and motion warping plugins. Once installed and after restarting the project, we will have the necessary tools to get started. To work with motion warping, we require our animations to be set to root motion. A root motion animation is an animation that is controlled by a root node. To validate that our animations comply with this characteristic, we will have to open the necessary animation files and enable the root animation checkbox. In this case, if we open the fall loop animation, we must verify that the Enable Root Motion option is enabled. Once we review all of our animations, we can begin with this example. For demonstration purposes, using the mm_jump animation, we will create our animation montage to affect the result of the jump, and be able to move our character from its current position to a predetermined destination. First, we will create our animation montage, navigating in the content browser to our file, mm_jump. By right-clicking on the file, we can create an animation montage based on the selected animation. mm_jump_montage. Inside this new animation file, we will add our montage. Within the timeline, we will add a status notification, such as motion warping. This notification will act frame by frame, modifying the animation. We will have to configure the start and end time of our notification, dragging the start and end points to the left or right. When selecting this motion warping on the timeline, we will notice that on the right side we will have to write the name of the target modifier, or warp target name. In our case, translate warp. Right here, there will be other advanced options for how our animation montage would interact. For example purposes, we will leave them as default. To configure our motion warping, we will need to go to the character's controller blueprint, and add a new component called motion warping. We will configure the motion warping using the add or update warp target method. By expanding the input parameters, we can see that we have access to multiple options such as name and location. For this example, we will have to assign the name of the warp used, translate warp. Finally, let's assign the position vector. In our example and for practical purposes, we will put the destination vector directly. This position corresponds to the location above the second platform. Once the destination is assigned, the play montage method will be called, assigning the character's mesh and the montage to be played. Once assigned, we can notice that the montage is played successfully. We post several videos weekly, so make sure to subscribe and activate the notifications.